in the edit room, everything exists in one space. And not just a physical space, but in a metaphorical space. All the effects, all the temp track, all the little bits of sound design that you do and don't do, and ideas, all the rushes, they all exist in the edit suite. When you picture lock, it exists in 5 or 8 different spaces, and you have to give these things to different people. And yet in the theatre or on the DVD or online, they have to come back to one space. So in between picture lock and delivery, there's a myriad of processes that need to go through. And the important thing in the edit room to remember is that your effects are going to go one place, your picture's going to go another, your edit's going to go another, your sound's going to go another, your music's going to go another, and then you have to be able to bring them all back together. And if you're really aware of that during the editing process, you'll save your headaches during the final post-production process.
After the edit, the later stages of post-production, the grade, the final mix, if you're lucky enough to get to those stages, because the truth is that on most of my short films, you know, it was a grade in the editing machine. It was even doing the mix, you know, with the best kind of, you know, headphones we could get in kind of humble situations. So it's not every film that gets to this stage, but if you are lucky enough to get to that stage, then well done. And you know, with the grade, it's always good to bring the DP into that conversation. Ultimately, you know, the image and is their work as well, and they have a lot that they can contribute in the grade, more and beyond you as the filmmaker often.
I think in terms of grading, you always should be doing tests before you start shooting. You should always be making sure you can kind of get that image, that look or that color palette before you start shooting. And that's what I tend to do with all of my projects. When it comes to grading, I'll bring the director of photography back in, and we'll normally sit, I think for the short films, we've graded for about 2 days, and we'll work through the project very much as we do in the edit. We'll very much start at the beginning and work our way through from the beginning to the end.
If possible, I think it's a really good idea to start having conversations with the sound designer during the edit, and watch edits with them, talk about ideas. If you can try them out, and because I think that the sound can massively influence the way you see the picture, and therefore should be influencing the edit. Sometimes it's hard to coordinate that, and you don't always get that opportunity, but I think it's very valuable.